Hey guys, Dave with Moneyology here. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. Today is July 7th, 2019, and this is the uranium sector review. Starting with the URA monthly chart, you see here since 2017 we've been in a bullish wedge consolidation. It's kind of a coiling pattern that at some point, in my humble opinion, will break to the upside. And why I believe that is because we're consolidating, despite lower prices, we're consolidating with positive divergence. Momentum is not moving lower. In fact, it's moving slightly higher, even as prices basically consolidating below the here on the 9 and 18 month moving averages. So I think we're very close to a breakout, but let's see what the weekly chart shows for a more closer perspective. Here's that same wedge, and you see that every time we're heading to that 11 area, sometimes we'll wash out some longs, but every time we're around that 11 area, we bounce. And now we've got this trend line that every time we've hit this downtrend line, we've fallen backward. This time seems to be different. First of all, there's very little space to maneuver here before you either break out or break down. Second of all, we broke out of this momentum downtrend, and my charting analysis basically suggests that anytime momentum breaks above price, it's going to lead the price, whether to the upside or to the downside. And we broke to the upside here. Now we're struggling a little bit to break above the 50 RSI. That makes sense. But sooner rather than later, we're going to break, and I think it's going to happen as early as this week or next. So some exciting times for the URA. Let's look at it from an even closer perspective, the daily chart. We had a very nice move here where it bounced off the 50-day moving average with a nice hammer pattern earlier this week, or rather on Friday, where we kind of took out 1195 to the downside, and then we bounced and closed towards the highs of the day. Now we're consolidating between the 50 and the 200-day moving average, and very shortly, in my opinion, we're going to break higher towards that 1320, and that's going to really take out this particular downtrend once and perhaps for all. Now, taking a look at the Uranium Participation Corp monthly, for those of you not familiar, this is a I guess ticker that charts and tracks the price of uranium, and so this is probably the best charting technique or tool that we have to be able to see what the price of uranium is actually doing. And just notice, this is from a monthly perspective, notice how far uranium has fallen, not on a price level, but from 1876 all the way to a low of 347. We're kind of basing here. We broke out of this downtrend, now we back tested it, and now we're kind of breaking back above that. So I want to see continued upward momentum here. We've got the 9 and the 18 month moving averages kind of coiling above it, so they serve as resistance right now. We're also below the 50 RSI level, but we found support on this upward trending momentum trend line, and I think we're very close to breaking higher back above the 50, which could result in a very, very positive move. And again, that would coincide with the 232, section 232, that's scheduled to or expected to come out as early as this week, or perhaps as late as this week. So here's the weekly chart, and notice we have found, even though we had lower price on the Uranium Participation Corp, momentum did not make a new low. So that's a positive divergence. That's a very positive sign. This can, looking back at this can be a cup and handle pattern should we break higher, and it's kind of a megaphone pattern as well. So I could certainly see a move towards that 520, 530 area at some point this year, which would again coincide with a break above the 50 RSI level, and at the end of the day, a very, very positive move in uranium equities. So let's take a look at the uranium equity sector as it appears today. So starting with a new chart here on the list is Azarga Uranium Corp. And again, I haven't done due diligence on all these companies, so that's up to you guys to do. I'm just showing you from a charting perspective what's actually taking place. This one's breaking out of a downtrend since 2018 here, so it's got some very positive upside here now that it broke out, and the next target is around the 35-cent level. You notice momentum broke out of that downtrend since 2017. So I really like the look of this chart, and might consider initiating a position in this name as early as this week. Continuing on here, actually, that we'll start with ALX Uranium, and ALX is not looking so strong right now. It's been consolidating here And even though it's building an upward trajectory in RSI, it's possible that it can break lower here. And you know what? I'm gonna make a slight adjustment on this chart. This particular chart could use a log scale, and I think that will. There we go. That's much better. So, but nonetheless, it's in this coiling pattern. But if it doesn't break above the 50 RSI level to the upside, it could break lower here. So I'd just be a little cautious here, guys, on this particular name. Moving on to Anfield Energy. This is one that's also been consolidating here. I'm not sure what happened to a lot of the charting, but I'll do it live for you guys, kind of how I approach charting. In fact, it might be the same issue here where the log scale was taken off. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. All right, so here's Anfield, and it's consolidating around that 20-cent area. Obviously, if it breaks lower, there could be significant downside here. But I think this is going to very likely hold, because notice how momentum is continuing to build upward momentum, and I think at some point it breaks above 50, and that could be your run towards that 45 level. Moving along to API Energy, and this one has been frustrating because it kind of got picked up in the rare earth metal hype, and it had a very nice run, but now it's been frustrating for the longs who bought around here thinking it's breaking up to the upside. This is a beautiful cup and handle pattern right now that's taking place. In fact, let's draw that out for you guys. And so I love drawing these parabola charts because they just perform more often than not. They just perform really well. So we'll just go like something like that, and then here's the actual handle here, kind of a bullish flag. So as soon as that breaks to the upside, that's obviously gonna look very good. Here, notice it's got some positive divergence in momentum, where you had kind of lower price points, but momentum didn't double bottom here like price did, and that's a positive sign when things do break out to the upside. Azarga Uranium we already covered. Here's Azincourt Uranium. So this one broke down a couple weeks ago, and it's been struggling around that 4-cent level. So even though it released some positive results, I guess traders look at this and say, well, all the positive results have come in for the next 6 months, so there's no real reason to hold. It failed to break out above the 50 RSI, and then traders kind of left their positions. But it needs to break back above this uptrend for there to be a technical story here. I think that the upside is pretty significant. You see what it's done in times past, and it's got a very interesting exploration property that it holds. So I think at some point it's going to break higher. We'll see what happens. Blue Sky Uranium, another one of these, seems like it's been impacted by this log scale. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here's Blue Sky, and you see that since 2016 it's been in a downtrend. It broke out of this downtrend in early 2019. It's back tested, and now it's consolidating. And if it's found support around that 38 RSI level, it needs to break above that 50 level sooner rather than later, and then this can run fast towards that 32.50 level. That would be my first longer term price target. All right, Cameco. Here's the major player in the space, and let's go back to that log scale. All right, so here's Cameco. It's been a consolidation basically since 2016. It hasn't really done much of anything, and it's starting to find some legs. It bounced off of the support level that it's found support in times past, and so now it's going to face some resistance on this downtrend that it's been on since early 2018. Should it break higher, this is going to take the entire uranium sector along with it. I like the fact that the moving averages, the 13 and 26 week moving averages, are curling higher. You've got PPO moving in a positive trajectory, so this looks like it's setting up for a move higher towards that 13 level relatively soon. All right, what do we got here? We've got Canalaska, and so Canalaska has been performing fairly well after this breakdown, and then it recaptured this 25-cent area relatively quickly, and now you've got the moving averages curling back higher, and this could serve as a very nice move. Notice it closed the week above the 50 RSI level. I think this is going to make a run towards 45 very soon, and I really like the upside here. Should it break the 45-cent level, you see what it did from 2016, a low of 9 cents to a high of 155. That's what I'm looking for in these in these sort of names. And I'll just draw another potential couple trend lines here. So it's got an RSI downtrend that it needs to break out of, and it's got some price downtrends that it needs to break out from. But nonetheless, it's building some momentum. So I like the look of Canalaska. I might look to pick some up as early as this week. All right, moving on. Okay, here's deep yellow. This one's been struggling for a while, but notice that it's curling, it's basing around that support zone, and it looks like it too wants to break the downtrend since late last year. So again, all signs are pointing in so many of these names, like uranium's really starting to turn the corner again, and this can be a really, if nothing else, then a very, very nice short-term trade. But obviously I think that there's going to be a lot more to that very soon. Here's Denison. So Denison is in this triangular pennant, and it's coiling, and it's going to break one way or the other. My hunch is it's going to break to the upside, but keep an eye on this one. There's going to be some really nice volatility very, very soon, likely to the upside. Here's Encore Energy. Encore is also kind of doing a very, very nice cup and handle. Here's the cup. Here's the handle. Bullish flag, and it's tagging that upper trend line. And I think it's going to break as early as this week. You've got PPO moving in a positive direction. This might just be, along with Canalaska, one of the best charts right now that I'm seeing in the sector. There are a number of good ones. This one, Energy Fuels. So Energy Fuels has also got a very, very broad-based cup and handle pattern, and it's on the verge of breaking to the upside. It broke out above 50 RSI. It's back testing here, and it's going to find support around the confluence of 1326 moving average. And as soon as it breaks 350, if you don't already own this, above 350, this is going to create a really, really nice momentum play. This can run towards 550 to 8 relatively quickly. So I really like the upside. Look at PPO. It's curled above 0 now, and it's just setting up for a very, very nice move to the upside really quickly. Here's Fission 3.0. This is one of my favorite charts simply because it sets up a very, very explosive move to the upside. And so I'm trying to acquire as much as I can of this name, because I just think that one day it's just gonna pop, and it's gonna go from 10 cents to 25. There's really not much resistance here, and it's been coiling, and now it's consolidating. Now you've got PPO firmly above 0, and as soon as there's any sort of positive release, this can really take off higher. So I like the name. I'm not sure much about the fundamental story. Obviously, it's got some nice exploratory properties in the Athabasca region, but beyond that, it's just a very, very speculative junior mining or exploratory play. But nonetheless, if they hit on anything positive, this can really pop and really fast. You see how far it's fallen and how far it rises relatively quickly. Fission Uranium. This one is got some good fundamentals behind it, but it hasn't done much of anything of late. Let's look at it from the log scale, right? So it's finding support around that 47 level. It needs to hold it. It's building some nice higher highs in RSI. So it's setting up for a move higher, in my opinion. You've got PPO curling, and so this could be a good opportunity to get a bottom feeder at 47. A move towards 60 would be a really nice percentage gain. Obviously, a breakout above that will be even nicer, but let's see when that actually does happen. Forces metals. So Forces Metals, here's another one that's kind of a rounded bottom here. A couple of these rounded bottom, and so now this is kind of the handle here, and didn't draw it out, but this is a bullish flag as well. And here, let's do that. So if the lower boundary like that, the upper boundary, I don't know, something like that, and this is also your traditional cup and handle formation with a rounded bottom like that. So there we go. All right, so it's finding support around that 38 RSI level, and it's got a lot of upside. I can see a move towards 25 cents relatively quickly. It's building a little bit momentum. You see the last 2 weeks you had these hammer patterns, so it closed at the highs of the week. So anytime it gets hit lower, it seems like it's moving back up, and I think a pop towards 25 cents is definitely in the cards. Above that, it's got some really nice upside potential as well. Okay, so here's Forum Energy. Forum Energy really has consolidated very, very nicely as it broke above this downtrend, then had a bullish flag, broke above that, and now it's got 2 weekly hammer patterns. I think this is moving higher. Notice it closed at the highs of the week. I think a move towards 8 cents is definitely possible next week, but I mean this is one that can move towards 17, possibly 20 cents in the coming weeks ahead. So really like the look of that one. Global Atomic, one of the better fundamental stories, and whereas a lot of the uranium sector has really been hit down, especially in these consolidation periods, this one has not. So you notice, similar to Denison, this one has this bullish coiling triangular pattern. It broke to the upside, had a consolidation kind of bullish flag, another hammer pattern higher, another consolidation, another break higher. This is a picture perfect chart, and this is going to see well above $1 in the coming bull run in uranium, and I really like the look of this one. I frankly don't have a target, but it's going to be much higher than 59 cents, especially when it breaks out above the 69 level of RSI. Okay, here's GovEx Uranium, and this one's starting to build some really nice strength. It's been beat down over the last couple of weeks, but notice cup and handle, it's broken out 3 weeks in a row of positive price movements. It's now PPO's back, curling back above zero, and I think as soon as this breaks above that 19, or rather 17 cent area, this one's going to run and potentially run hard. First target would be that 22 cent zone, followed by a move probably towards 33, if not 44. So I really like the look of this one in the coming weeks. Okay, Greenland Minerals. Obviously, this one is just beautiful. Long-term cup and handle broke out above that. Bullish flag broke out above that. Next target is at 16 cent level, and it looks really good. ISO Energy, another one it's got a very, very nice long-term pattern that it's building. Look at the accumulation. Notice the accumulation is just going higher and higher, and this is setting up for a move above 60. This was a bearish wedge that broke down, but it found some very nice support as we expected around that 38 to 40 cent level. Now it's found support with the 13 and 26 moving averages curling right below it, and this one looks really good. I mean, I could see this moving towards at the very minimum towards the apex of this particular breakdown. So let's just extend that. I mean, I could see this towards 80 cent relatively quickly. So I really like the look of that one. I don't know what happened here. Stock charts just changed a lot of their, I guess a lot of their their software and switch things up a little bit, but that's all right. All right, so here's Laramide Resources, and it's consolidating in a bullish flag formation, and this one too is setting up for a move higher eventually when uranium decides to pick up. And as I said, it should happen relatively soon. It's been consolidating above this breakout line, and it's got really nice upside, certainly towards that 40-cent zone. Beyond that 52.5, and then beyond that at 74, it's got some really nice upside. All right, Next Gen Energy. Okay, Next Gen Energy here is just consolidating here, and it's been one of the best performing names in the sector for the last several years, and it's been hit for since 2017. It really hasn't done much of anything, but it's got one of the best properties in the uranium space, in the best region in the sector, and it's just setting up for a coiling action that this is going to be one of the better performing names because it's already ready to produce, and it's just very, very close here to a breakout. And once this breaks, I mean, it's got tremendous upside potential. So as soon as uranium gets above that 35-40 level, expect this one to really run. It's got some of the best optionality in the space. All right, so there's Paladin, just coiling action. It tried to break out higher. It got knocked back down. But again, at some point, this sort of chart just looks like it's going to have one of these pops. So pick up some shares here and just hold on for a while. It might do well for you. Plateau Energy. This one is one of these parabola type coiling actions, and now it's breaking out. Look at this beautiful weekly breakout with the moving averages above it, right below it, acting as support. I mean, this can make one of those moves towards that 170 area. So really like the look at this one. If you don't own some, definitely consider picking some up this week. PurePoint Uranium. So it's consolidating, and but it's building some nice momentum here on RSI. It's closed the week just below the 50 RSI level, and it's one of those that too should pop as soon as the uranium sector gets some steam here. So notice kind of a bullish flag right there, and it's just toying with it. So first price target, that 10-cent zone, might even be hit this week. I like this to make a run towards that 15-cent area, possibly as high as 19 cents in the next leg up in uranium. Sky Harbor Resources is similar to Next Gen. It's had a very good run from 2016, but it's been consolidating and hasn't done much of anything since. But it's got a great resources, it's got really nice management, and I think at some point it's going to pop higher, and it's going to really reward the long-term shareholders. Texas Minerals, another one that's been kind of caught up in this rare earth mania, and obviously popped from 12 to 56. Now it's basically consolidating. It's got one of those looks that it can still retest the 50 area, can go back to the 30, might even double bottom at this 26 area. I wouldn't chase here, but if it does fall back towards that 26 level, I would certainly consider picking up some shares of Texas Mineral. UEX Corp. This one broke out of the downtrend since 2018, kind of had a bullish flag breakout. Now we back tested it, and now we had a really nice hammer pattern this week. We're curling here, and we closed right above the 50 RSI level. That's a very positive development. If it breaks back above 18 cents, this can run and really run hard. Any positive news can really propel this towards that 40-cent zone, which it likes to do a couple times a year. So really like the upside here on UEX. Your Energy. Your energy long-term basing pattern, and we broke above that beautiful washout, back above the weekly moving averages. As soon as this breaks $1, this has so much upside. I mean, I could see this back above $5-10 in the coming run. Here's UEC. Another U.S. producer that's ready to take advantage if and when the uranium price moves up, and it broke out above its bullish flag here, and it's struggling a little bit to break above the 50 RSI level, but as soon as it does, this is going to make a move towards 190, and of course the very nice price action will be once it breaks above that 2 level. So I really like the look of this one. And finally on the watch list is Western Uranium. It's struggling right now to stay above this breakout level, but I think next couple months I could see this make a run back towards that $3 zone. So I really like the look of this one, and it's just got great upside potential. So use any weakness in price to accumulate shares of this name. So guys, overall I think uranium is setting up for a really nice move to the upside, and any weakness should be bought. And as soon as that 232 section report comes out, whether positive or negative, it's going to provide some resolution to stock price, and I think that in the coming 1 month or 2 months, uranium is really going to start picking up steam, and you're going to see some really nice price returns. So good luck to you, and send us your feedback, and I apologize for the technical difficulties. Have yourselves a great